Northface Construction, great service from the ground up. Roofing, storm damage, and siding. Call the pros at Northface. A hands-on approach, advice and consulting. Our attention to detail makes the difference. Visit online at northfaceconstruction.com. Northface Construction, great service from the ground up.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Northface Construction Relegation Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm your host, Jack Yeager, alongside Luke Yeager and our special guest, Ben Freeby.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome, brother. Owner of the Roided Rawberries. On today's show.
Yeah, we don't have any specific questions at all.
We have nothing lined up. We're not going to get to know Ben at all today.
No,
Today's show
he doesn't deserve that.
That's true. That's true.
Today's show consists of league news, league pick'em challenge, and dream team challenge. We got a new segment.
New segment.
It'll be
Yeah.
fun. Where did you get inspiration for dream team challenge?
Definitely wasn't TikTok, if that's what you're thinking.
No way. TikTok's dumb.
Yeah.
And monitored by China.
But if you're on it, you should follow us.
Yeah, you should follow us.
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
We do
if
have a
you are.
page. Yeah, make sure to follow Connell 402.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. Getting into league news, we have a couple trades this week. We have one trade.
One trade. I think we only have one thing to talk about right now.
Okay, so this one is between the Bourbon Barrels and the Yorkies.
Mm-hmm.
The Bourbon Barrels receive Noah Brown, Hunter Henry, and the Yorkies receive Ronnie Rivers, Connor Hayward, and $9. So I think the only thing to really talk about here is kind of what the Bourbon Barrels received.
Right. Yeah.
Noah Brown with Houston had a great game last week,
Yep.
and then Hunter Henry in New England with what's his name? I'm blanking on his name. He's
What?
out. He's out now.
Mac Jones?
No,
What?
he got injured.
Gasecki?
No, he just got injured.
Oh, Bourne.
Kendrick Bourne.
Kendrick
yeah.
Bourne.
So Hunter Henry's value goes up
Let's
a
just
bit.
name the entire New England team.
Bill Belichick. No, I think this is definitely one of those cases where you're trading with a tanking team. You're getting auction dollars out of it, and he's getting two players that could be serviceable for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to make a push, but do it on a budget.
Yeah,
I think,
totally.
I think he's basically seeing it like it's $9 right now. If it doesn't work out this week or next week, he can very easily recoup that by selling Cup or Diggs.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts? Freebie, what would you grade this trade?
I personally don't get it for Bourbon Barrels. I mean, I don't think it pushes the envelope too much on his side, and to give up $9 for it.
Yeah.
What's your total for auction dollars for next year?
I am currently sitting at, let's see.
Because
what
do
was
we
that?
have
I'm at-
5?
I have 28 plus the 180. So I'm at 208, I think, on
Okay.
for
Wow.
next year. I think that's what I'm at.
I like it for you. You've got no downside.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really like it for him. I think they're decent players, but I don't think it pushes the envelope to get you up. I think he's got a really good team. I don't get why his record is as bad as it is.
Yeah.
think
It's
he's-
because he didn't have Cup for the first, 6 weeks of the year, something like that.
So I
That
get
hurt.
him trying to make a push. I probably would have done it a little bit more aggressively, because the way I look at trades too, and I viewed it with our trade as well, is
Right.
I would rather have an asset that you can, because I've got some assets for next year with Bijan Robinson. I've got Mostert for cheap next year. I can do Amon-Ra Brown. I can recoup some of those picks probably next year if I want to,
Right.
or even auction dollars. And then if I get into the Champions League or whatever you call it, I've
Yep.
got that extra auction dollars for next year.
Right.
So if I were him, I probably would have done a more aggressive trade. I get doing it, but I would have gone out with some draft picks or something, because he could trade.
I think
Diggs, Cup.
I think the benefit you had though when we made our trade is that you're a top team looking like you're for sure promoted, whereas he's literally third to last in the league right
But
now.
I think that
to
could
lose
change.
his pick would be a bummer.
Yeah.
But the difference with this league, though, where you can recoup really quickly, is if you get up above the median.
Yes.
You can get 2 wins each week. That really bumps you up.
True.
I won some weeks and got below the median, and it bumped me from like third to whatever pretty quickly.
Right.
So you can get up there really quick.
That's true.
So I probably would have gone more aggressive, but I understand it. And
Yep.
and especially if you're able to get up into that next group, if you give up a first round pick, you're able to get some of those auction dollars back with the being in the Champions League.
For sure.
I would actually agree with that. I think I think Noah Brown was a sell high kind of guy. I don't see him sustaining this at all, to be honest with you. I think
No. I don't think he does that again. But I do think he could have another game or two. He's their stretch the field threat. I could see him getting a 60-yard for a touchdown.
I think his ceiling would be like what's his name? Gabe Davis. I think he'll be a bit touchdown dependent.
Yep.
But I think he'll be serviceable for the rest of the season if CJ Stroud can still do what he's doing right now.
I think you're right. If he gets Gabe Davis, I think he'd be pumped.
Yeah. Hunter Henry, however, I have not been a believer in Hunter Henry, but in the last couple of weeks, he's showed that he is probably the best option in New England for passing right now. There's nobody else now with no Kendrick Bourne.
But still, if you got Mac Jones, you've got a discombobulated offense. I mean, you never know who you're going to get production out.
For sure.
Stevenson this year has been up and down like crazy. Rips off a 60-yard touchdown. Was it last
Last
week?
week, yeah. 20 points.
But then he's been garbage the whole other time. You look at some other receivers they've gotten who just don't put up consistent numbers.
Ever.
He's good, but their offense is just such a question mark for me that I wouldn't be willing to trade
Invest in
capital
it.
for him. I would rather go a little bit higher.
Yeah, I can see that too. I just look at Hunter Henry a little bit more like a Marquise Brown in a really bad system, no quarterback, still gets points because he's the only option in Arizona.
And if you bench him, he's going off for 25.
Right,
For
that's-
sure.
yeah.
So
But you're also going to have to bite the bullet that every other week or every 3 weeks, he's going to put up 4.4 because the starting quarterback threw for 80 yards or whatever.
Well, and at tight end, it's like 1.1.
Yeah.
That's
Right, that's true. It's a harder fall.
the basement. I mean, Hunter Henry had a 0-point game. He had a goose egg this year,
Yeah, that's brutal.
but he's had a couple games of like 14,
Yeah.
something like that.
that's why I don't mind the trade. I just would have
Gone bigger.
gone bigger.
I think, for $9,
I think
he
he's
could've gotten
been
more.
screwed with his. He's got a really good roster to me. He's got Jackson Diggs.
Jackson's been so bad.
I know.
But still, he's got a lot. Like, that's what I mean. Though he's a top. You can argue he's a top 10 quarterback. He's paid like it, but
Yep.
he's a dual threat. He can pick up those running points and the passing points. He's got Bateman, who hasn't done anything. He's got just some really good players on his team who just have really screwed him over. So I would rather bank on them rebounding to a more normal form than just kind of adding some small pieces, and then you can even trade those guys too. If you trade a draft pick for somebody better, you've got a lot of assets to trade for some really good draft capital.
Yeah,
For sure.
Too.
I would agree with
So,
that too.
Are you? I think we've kind of nailed down that. Well, I guess we didn't get specific grades. On a A to F scale, what would you grade each team?
I'd go for the Yorkies. I think you're an A-. Even though it's not a big trade, I think you came out way ahead. And I would give him like a C+.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd give you an A. I'd give him a C.
Okay.
I'd give him a C because he does improve his team,
Right.
but I just don't see the value there. So I think he did the right thing in trying to do better because he's got a great team.
Yeah.
Right. You
But
just don't think it was the right.
I think you had no
I think that makes
downside.
sense. No, I agree. I give myself an A on this one.
Yeah.
I was hoping, like, my initial bid was to try to get like $3 or $4 for either player, and then he and Andy both wanted Hunter Henry, and then Bakanzi, the African token, was asking for $3 for Noah Brown, so that gave me a little bit of buffer, and then they just kind of kept bidding each other up, and I was like, $9? All right.
Sounds good.
I mean, I was hoping for 10, but I'll bite the bullet.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you came out ahead in that one for sure. What would you grade it?
I think A and C is probably a good. I think it's an overpay by a couple of bucks, but when there's a market out there and both of them, the issue is I agree with you that he going better than Henry would be ideal, but there wasn't really a tight end market between like the elite and Hunter Henry zone. So he would have either had to go elite, and I don't even know if anybody was selling that. Like, would you have sold him Andrews for probably not for what he would be willing to pay?
No way. 'Cause it
And
is a very limited
I
field.
don't think Token's selling Kittle because he needs Kittle for his
Yep.
push.
Yep.
All the bottom teams have
Nate
Hunter
has Kelsey.
Heinrichs, or not Heinrichs.
No.
Number
Birch.
punchers.
Number punches have Kelsey, right?
Yeah, he's not selling.
He's not selling Kelsey. No, because he was actually looking for a second tight end.
Do you have Hawkinson? You're not selling Hawkinson.
I could.
Would you? Would you have sold Hawkinson?
to me, I'm not tied to anybody.
Yeah.
I'm willing to trade anybody if the price is right. What I probably would have done is I would have looked at somebody who's a serviceable backup tight end, because you really just got to get through this week, and you've got what's his name? Higbee coming back next week.
Yeah,
so he's
true.
he's not fantastic, but he's going to get you by. I would have gone bigger for somebody.
It helped me a lot that Higbee goose-egged
Yeah.
this last week. That puts a bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah,
It does.
It definitely
I
does.
would have
I like that.
gone bigger and went out and got another really good wide receiver, a really good running back, somebody that's going to get you consistent amounts. I would have just kind of X'd the tight end position, or even got Gesicki too. I mean, you could probably get him for a lot cheaper, and he's still going to get you the random touchdown or the random decent
sure.
yardage game. But I would have went out and tried to get another bigger name
That makes sense. I get
skill
that.
player. I would
Yeah.
have just kind of gotten rid of the tight end position.
No, I think that makes sense. Are you talking? So wrapping up that trade, you said you're willing to trade Hawkinson or anybody on your team. What's kind of your thoughts to close out the year for what's your trade strategy looking like?
I'm open for business. I'm willing to put some draft capital up too. I know I don't have as much after our trade,
Right.
but I'm willing to trade players. I'm not locked into anybody. I'll trade Patrick Mahomes if the right offer comes.
Yes.
If the right deal comes, but I'm willing to put up draft dollars. So I'm kind of just waiting it out until, because there's still some people, there's always those people that spend their time waiting to get to sell mode. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't.
Right.
Like you've recouped a lot of draft assets and auction
Yeah.
dollars.
For sure.
So you
And
played,
Barnacles.
but yeah,
Barnacles have even more than me.
Yeah.
but
Barnacles have 6 picks going into this draft, and I think he's at 220
20?
220 auction dollars
So,
going into next year.
Yeah, he's
So-
loaded.
sometimes selling first is not the best idea, but
Yeah.
at the same time, everybody has the most capital at that point.
For sure.
So I'm kind of waiting out till some of these people who want to tank and realize, because it is hard to get back into the Champions League. Once you're up there, you do have an advantage.
Yes,
You're
massive.
kind of playing defense from that standpoint, where you guys could select some rookies that just kind of screw you over.
100%.
For
Yeah,
sure.
I could easily be stuck there for 5 years.
Yeah.
It really wouldn't be
Yeah.
that hard, because if I don't make it next year, 1 year can easily turn into 2, and I won't have the same draft capital the following year, which could easily turn into 3. And like it could go quick.
It could go south.
And
Yeah.
I
Could
think
go
what's
quick.
hard about this trade season too, as you go to the end of the year, is the fact that we haven't done this before.
Oh, yeah, I know.
There is no values associated with a first round pick or a second round pick.
Yep.
And I mean, somebody could have got Puka with a second rounder.
Yeah.
And just made out like a bandit. And people don't really understand the auction dollars from the veteran pool, because we don't know who's going to be in that veteran pool.
True.
Because you're going to have some, like I could keep Amon-Ra, I think, for 45, 46.
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad. It's about his market price, but I could guarantee that I don't have to pay a premium for it.
Right.
I could keep Bijan for 59. Mostert, I think, is like 14.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Would you keep Bijan for 59 next year?
depends on
That
how he
feels a little
finishes
steep.
out the year.
Yeah, that's
Because, I
big.
mean, to start the year, he got a lot of touches, and then Arthur Smith just,
I think it depends probably less on how he finishes the year and if Arthur Smith keeps his job.
Like-
if he's gone,
do you know who Arthur Smith is?
I mean, I don't know his like dating profile.
No, do you know who his dad is?
No.
His dad is the founder of FedEx. So his family's a billionaire.
Oh my gosh.
His dad's worth like $5 billion.
Jeez.
Holy
And so
crap.
he's got no reason to, I think his dad's name's Fred Smith.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's the founder of FedEx, and the family still owns the majority. Or
He's the only NFL coach with a contract where he pays the team.
yeah.
He's got a 5-year, $25 million
What's
deal.
that,
He pays
what's
for
that
that.
Twins movie where the kid owns the team and makes himself coach?
Oh, not
Coach of the
rookie of
year?
the no.
Coach of the- or-
Rookie of the year is one of them. Big League or something, right?
Little
Major
Big-
League.
Little Big League.
Little Big League.
Little
There
Big
it
League,
is.
that's
so that's
it
what
is.
he could be. He could be the owner, and then because his grandpa owned it and died, he could be the owner of the Falcons and make himself coach.
Yeah, they come into his office and they're like,
fired.
Arthur, you're fired. And he's like, I'm sorry, owner. I've just bought you.
I'm actually the
You're
starting
the
running
year.
back, and we're trading Bijan.
It's been his plan all
Yeah.
along.
So, I mean, it really depends upon Bijan, especially if Algier is going to keep eating up carries. If Cordell Patterson's getting into the mix now too.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been really disappointed with how he's done. But if he the first couple games, he was really active in the offense.
Super good,
he was super agile, breaking tackles. I mean, you saw all those slow-mo things.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So the talent's there, and I think the value's there in him next year as long as he gets the opportunity.
Yeah, that'll be it. I am so excited. We've talked about it a bunch, but I'm super excited for our draft next year, our veteran draft, just to see what happens, to see who all gets kept, what it does to players' prices. I mean, if people are keeping $150 worth of guys, though, that also affects what goes into next year.
For sure.
I don't know what the average kept amount will be.
The thing that I'm most curious about is, does CMC get kept for 67 or whatever it is?
I think he does.
I think he does. I don't think we're going to see CMC in the draft pool next year.
It's going to be very interesting who we're drafting.
Yeah.
I personally wouldn't go that high for him because of the injury risk. And if you're going to put that big of a chunk, it's a similar thing. It's like, that's why people don't want to pay the super high injury risk star players that much money.
Right.
Because if you eat up that much of your cap, and if he gets injured, there's no way you can recoup draft capital on him either, because it's going to be a 1 year. It's not like you can keep him next year for a certain
Very
thing,
true.
and you're not going to get a draft pick from him.
That's very true. Does it change your opinion? I mean, knowing that so McCaffrey's owned by the number punchers.
Yep.
They're the favorite to win. If they win $65 for the next year's draft. So essentially they just push that into McCaffrey and say,
You can do that.
ride it.
You can definitely do that. I think it changes my view a little bit, especially how he finishes the year. If he finishes the year fully healthy and doesn't miss a game.
Yeah.
I remember the trade that you and I had where I got McCaffrey from you.
Yeah.
I was going all out. McCaffrey gets
Yeah.
hurt the first game.
It was
and
a
I
good time
screwed
to
myself
trade.
over.
Yes.
So the thing like that too is, I think what people also aren't understanding is the people that are in the bottom half of the league. You got to look at what you drafted. Some people, like an example would be Jahmyr Gibbs. I think he was $40.
He
think
won't be kept.
He won't be kept. And so do you keep him, or do you even sell him for even draft dollars if you can?
Right.
Because you're not going to keep him at 44 unless they get rid of David Montgomery. Then he becomes somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that might even be a little high until you know what he's going to do. And then, so things like that, I think it's going to be interesting as the trade deadline gets closer. Are people going to look at what they're going to be able to keep people for, and where they currently sit, and kind of come to realization, are they willing to not get as much back in return, because you've got nothing if you keep them in the next year.
True.
And you've got no chance of getting up into the Champions League.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be interesting as that sorts out.
Yeah.
I think it was
super fun.
2 or 3 weeks ago when we said, like, oh yeah, this is the week that people are going to start making the decision on whether or not they're going to tank.
It just keeps moving.
I don't
People
think we're
are
here.
stubborn.
Yeah.
It's
we have a
like,
stubborn league.
There's just so much on the line this year.
Yeah.
Giving up your chance in the Champions League
It's
is
tough.
massive.
Yeah,
like,
it's tough.
It hurt when I knew I'd be in the relegated league, but it hurt a little less knowing that I'm in the best position to get the first round pick.
True.
Being at a spot where it's like pick 4, 5, 6, it's like, I don't want to give up yet. Like, why do I care about the 5th overall pick right now?
As opposed to the
Because
6th or the 4th. Yeah.
What would that have been? Like Quentin Johnson or something like that? And it's like, you don't know if who you're getting
touch
there.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
been so disappointing.
Yeah.
So bad.
So looking ahead to next year, are you taking running back or wide receiver if you've got the top 2 picks? Or, I mean, quarterback.
Well, I
is
won't
gonna
have
be
the top 2. I'll only have
I know,
one.
but if you've got a top 3, do you not even think about quarterback till you're like in pick 8? Because
I think quarterback falls, because I think that I can't remember who I was talking to. It might have been Cole, the long necks owner. No, maybe it was Heinrichs. I can't remember. But one of them was talking about how the draft capital for quarterback is going to be interesting, because yes, you get him for a deal, and for 5 years potentially, but the price of, like, by the time they start to be a superstar quarterback, you're probably already paying $8 for them. Like, you might have to hold longer, whereas the skill position players in our salary cap league, it matters so much more to get them early and get them in their prime, whereas the quarterbacks might not hit their prime till year 4.
True.
Because like if we did a draft this year, Bijan probably goes 1.
Yes.
Who would go 2?
Laporta.
Well, we don't know Laporta's going to be.
Oh, you're saying looking back.
So you got Bijan 1.
Then it would
2
be
would have
Jackson
been-
Smith and Jigba.
He would go 2?
He was the top wide receiver prospect.
I didn't like him. I thought he looked.
You didn't like him coming out?
I didn't like him.
I liked him. There's just a lot of talent in.
Could have been
Seattle.
Addison.
Maybe.
It could have
the
been, like you said, it
situation.
could have been Quentin Johnston because there was a lot of hype around him.
Could have been.
Could have been Gibbs.
It would have been Gibbs.
I don't know if it.
It could have been.
Gibbs would have been the guy to go.
I don't
to.
think so. I think wide receiver means more when you can keep them longer.
Yeah, but
There's more risk in running backs.
Pertaining to this year, though, with the pool of running backs being so small, I think it would have been Gibbs.
It could have been. You're right. It definitely could have.
Just because there was unknowns about Jackson Smith, Nick Budd. There's unknowns about Gibbs. I mean, especially with David Montgomery there.
Right.
It's just an interesting dynamic that they've got where it's Montgomery looks good.
Yeah, he does.
He looks like he's a completely different player.
But the way they built it up in the media just felt like everybody was saying, because I drafted Jahmyr Gibbs in a different league, and everybody was saying, don't expect Gibbs to do anything crazy in the first 6 weeks because they want to save him for the entire year. They want to make sure that he plays every single game. So after like the 6-week mark, they're going to start activating him more and more and more. And then quickly you see David Campbell wanted to play Montgomery all year if it was up to him.
Is
Dan Campbell.
Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell wanted to play him all season. Like he loves that ground and
But
pound
he
kind of
also
running back.
looked good.
Yes.
Montgomery did look good, yeah, for sure.
It's different. Like Madison really struggled all year.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
people were clamoring for Akers to step up because when he touched it, he did break tackles. He did look good.
Yeah.
But
Ty Chandler time, baby. Let's
yeah.
go.
Yeah, for real.
I wish we had that.
You don't want that.
I wish
no.
we had that
No,
Deuce
I don't.
Vaughn guy, the guy for the
The
Cowboys?
Dallas, who's like 4'11".
Just can't even see him out there.
Looks like Pablo from
Backyard
Backyard.
Baseball.
Yes.
Pablo Sanchez.
Yeah.
Pablo.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that all pans out in Minnesota. They do have that kid. What's his name?
Dwayne McBride.
Yeah, Dwayne McBride.
I don't think he.
Has he been elevated off the practice?
I
squad?
don't
Not
think
once.
he
dropped
makes
him.
it.
I drafted him and I dropped him because
Yeah.
I was just like, I was reading up on it a little bit. Like, well, do I keep him at $5 next year in case he's the backup? Everybody's
way.
saying he's not the backup.
Yeah.
He's not touching the football. So that's why I dropped him. But it'll be interesting to see what they do at the running back position next year because I don't think a lot of people are satisfied with Madison's production.
I don't think so. But you just signed him to a 2 or 3 year deal.
I don't know how much is guaranteed.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Might be a small.
But do you bring
Cap
back
it.
Akers coming off his second Achilles injury?
Definitely
He's
not.
done. He's done.
Akers
I
is
don't think
gone.
he's done.
Oh, I think
Really?
he's done.
I don't think he's done.
Dude, even before he tore it.
It's a different Achilles.
Did you watch the
Yeah,
game, though?
but it'll take at least a year for him to recover. So
You kidding me? You see Aaron Rodgers? He's week to week right now.
if all we need is Cam Akers to throw a football on the sideline, I agree. He'll
Luke
be
doesn't
back.
believe in modern medicine, though.
Yeah.
No.
No, I about Cam Akers. Watching that Vikes game, I was shocked at how slow that man was moving before he tore his Achilles.
After you should.
Yeah, he had to get carted off afterwards.
Okay. Side note.
He's so slow.
Did you guys see that person? I don't know what her name is, but she said that Justin Jefferson wasn't even a top 10 wide receiver.
Yes.
said
Oh
that?
my
She said
gosh.
she'd take Puka over him, DK Metcalf, Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah.
Like
Who said this?
some lady on a
Waddle?
talk show or a podcast
I don't know
somewhere,
what her
and it
name
kind of,
is.
I think it was on an ESPN. Like,
No,
She's
it's
obviously
better.
clueless.
it was.
Bettr.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what her name is.
Oh, it was
She's
such a
probably
bad
getting
take.
absolutely roasted on the internet
Oh.
right now.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody who actually watches football that believes that Justin Jefferson's not out of the top 3.
Yeah, I could see somebody saying Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase is better. Yeah, whatever. That's fine.
End
You
of
can have
conversation.
that.
I don't think there's anybody else you could even. I guess CD. Could anybody say CD? I don't think
She put
anybody.
she
does.
put CD there, but I don't think it's in the discussion. She
I
put-
don't think so either. And I have
You got
seen
AJ Brown in there just because he's such a dynamic, big body receiver.
I could
who
see
can
AJ
bully
Brown.
people.
I could see,
Tyreek Hill, but he's so fast. You get him the ball anywhere, and he can just run around
he's a
people.
freak.
You can make an
How did
argument
I
for Tyreek. You can make an
forget
argument for
Tyreek.
AJ Brown. You can maybe make an argument for Jamar Chase. But outside of that, can you really say that Justin Jefferson's not a top 5?
They said
if not top
Devontae
3?
He's
No.
but he's out of his he's out of his
Where's
prime.
his
He doesn't have a good
prime?
quarterback.
Andy doesn't think so.
She
Andy
put
said
Garrett-
he's still.
She put Garrett Wilson up there.
Dude.
So,
okay, obviously
no.
she's clueless.
Yeah.
We just need to pray for this woman.
I know. Yeah, but sorry about
funny.
the side note there.
No, I loved it.
Should we take a quick break?
Let's take a quick break.
All right. What's up, guys? This next segment is brought to you by Team Healthcare. Team Health. One more time. What's up, guys? This segment is brought to you by Team Healthcare. Team Healthcare is a multi-specialty clinic specializing in chiropractic, PTs, medical staff, nurses, nurse practitioners, acupuncture and massage. They are experienced providers in reducing pain, improving the brain, and restoring energy. They brought lower back decompression to Minnesota, and they've used it successfully to treat the backs that others cannot help. Herniated, degenerative, and bulging discs. The home of the Brain Performance Center treating concussions, ADD, anxiety, and other brain issues. The medical team has a knee protocol that is getting even degenerative conditions back to an active life. To schedule an appointment, you can reach them at 763-323-1492. Again, that's 763-323-1492. Go check out Team Healthcare today. Back to the episode. All right, so the next segment we're going to get into league pick'ems. Just a quick recap on how us three did for league pick'ems last week.
Well, just us two.
Us two.
Ben didn't participate.
My bad.
Last week I went 4-4 to put myself at an overall of 43-21. Currently still leading, but I am tied. Ross went 5-3 last week to tie me for first. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Luke, you went 5-3.
I'm not out of it. I'm only three back.
3 games back. Could be a crazy week. Are you going to plan on? So your current record is 40-24.
Yes.
Are you going to start?
I won't be tanking.
Are you? Are you going to try and pick the underdog stories on a couple of these to try and like gain momentum? Because we were just talking off camera. The league pick'ems have felt like they should be obvious for the last couple of weeks. Obviously, we were wrong last week.
Yes.
Because I thought I was going to go 8-0.
Right.
But
it
I
felt
went 4-4.
obvious.
Yeah. So this week, it also feels obvious, but are there games in there that you're like, oh, I could take the underdog and maybe they come out ahead?
I have a couple differentiators right now, but I don't know. I think as long as I have like one different than you each week right now, I don't have to
slowly
go super big yet.
Yeah.
Until it gets how many weeks do we have left? 10.
5.
So we've got 6 games left still.
6 weeks left, yeah.
So 6 games.
10 to 15, yeah.
I can claw back one each week.
Yeah,
I don't think picking the underdog in most situations is a good clawback story. It's usually pick the obvious and hopefully unusual doesn't go wrong or something like that.
The problem is if I pick all the obvious and we pick the same, I have 0 chance.
Well, yeah, don't do that.
Yeah. I think there are a couple. Well, there's at least one this week that I think you could pick the underdog and be content with it.
Roided raw berries?
No, I got you losing.
We'll get to that.
I'm not offended.
Well, we'll see what happens. I think I got a certain taste in my mouth after last week when Slumlord Co. was the highest scoring team and you were one of the lowest. So that might have something to do with
his quarterback having a record
51 points.
But now he's going up against Cincy, who's a
And what
really
is
solid.
I think
defense.
that's his new low water mark. I think it's 50s from here on out. For
if he doesn't
CJ
score 50s,
Stroud.
I'd be shocked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good luck.
I'd drop him if he doesn't hit 50 this week.
Me too. 48, get out of town.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll start off with the first matchup of the week. I got the Great North Number Punchers and the Old York Yorkies. We don't have to spend a whole lot of time on this one. Old York Yorkies are currently projected at 35.75.
Okay. I will bring this up. We talked about this off camera. So there are 2 teams tanking, the Barnacles and the Yorkies.
Yeah, officially.
Officially tanking.
Yep.
And we reached out to each other and we have a bet going this week to see who can score the lowest point total. Yeah. But it has to hit at least 30.
Right.
And so my goal is 30.01.
Right.
Do you think this is one of the biggest differentiators from high point to low point from projected?
Is this the big
score
between the
spread?
Like
biggest spread?
97.58 to 35.75?
You'd have to look at
the Barnacles has to be bigger, right?
I don't think so because I don't think whoever Barnacles are playing are getting 97. No, it's not even close.
Yeah.
North City Barnacles are projected at 29.34, and the Lake City Longnecks are currently projected, and I haven't looked at if there's anybody sitting. There's 2 guys on bye, so that'll change, but currently Longnecks are projected at 66.81. So yeah, you got the biggest differential.
Cool. Well, okay, I'm picking number punchers, but if anybody wants, feel free to send us a message on Twitter.
I have an argument for Travion Williams.
Send us a message on Twitter for who you think will win between the Barnacles or the Yorkies for low score of the week.
That is crazy. To look at this lineup, it's wild. Honestly, I want to talk about your team more than his, even though it has no value. Travion Williams over Charbonnet. I'd love to hear your explanation for that one.
Okay, so
Okonkwo over
I
Moreau.
don't know if you saw last week, Charbonnet put up less than 2 points.
Huh, okay.
Yeah.
And Travion Williams has yet to put up 2 points.
Oh, no, he got 3 carries last week. I think he's only trending up.
3 carries for 13
What happened
yards.
with Walker? Seattle's run game last week was, I don't think,
Oh,
great.
brutal.
Bad.
Yeah.
Kenneth Walker put up 2.2 points.
Because I put Kenneth Walker in a prize pick. He screwed me over.
You didn't win that prize.
Nope.
No. Somehow you got Cody Bellinger in your team at tight end.
I don't have Cody
I
Bellinger.
know. Daniel Bellinger, tight end for the New York Giants.
Mm-hmm.
Is he first string quarterback there now that Waller's out?
Bellinger, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
first string tight end.
respectable. Anything could happen.
DeVito.
I'm a big Danny DeVito
Not
fan.
Danny DeVito. Tommy DeVito.
No, I know, but I love Danny DeVito. Let's
Dude, him at QB. He's Pablo grown up.
Yeah.
Is he?
Who's worse,
Got a little
DeVito or
pop back?
Tooney or whatever his name is?
Oh, Tooney.
Tooney's worse. DeVito was terrible. He looked terrible. It's probably Tooney though.
Actually, that's
Tooney-
probably that's Yorkies versus Barnacles. It doesn't
Yeah, it
matter.
doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It's so bad.
it's no.
If Bellinger puts up 3.8 points, I'll give you a ham sandwich.
All right, yeah, I don't even have to put anything
No,
up.
I don't want to bet. I don't take from the poor.
I appreciate it. You are a gentleman, sir.
Yeah.
I think the only thing to say about this matchup is that number punchers are finally starting Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
After a couple massive weeks, he's finally got faith in Taysom Hill.
Also, Yahoo Sports has faith in Taysom Hill. This is the first time his projection has been up over 2 points.
Also, Kelsey's on bye.
Oh, yeah.
So I think Taysom Hill could. No, he's not a flex-worthy spot for him.
I would play Taysom Hill at the flex right now if I was in
Over
a-
Deontay Johnson or Chris Godwin.
No, I was saying if he was on my team.
Oh, yes.
But because I could see Taysom Hill putting up more points than Jonnu, this week.
Yeah, for
That
sure.
would be a tough one though for me. It would be tough. But
Maybe that's some trade bait that he has. Maybe he could recoup capital and win the championship.
that'd be impressive. Taysom Hill is a bit enticing right now.
For sure.
People do call him the off-brand Christian McCaffrey.
I've heard that. I think it was actually said by some woman on the Better Network.
No, not her. She didn't say crap about him.
No, she did.
I'm pretty sure she said he was going to continue to suck.
She said Travis Kelce isn't even a top 10 tight end. All right, let's
She
move
put
on.
Jonnu Smith above him. She put Kyle Pitts.
She sounds kind of smart, actually.
Yeah, Jenna.
Don't be talking about
Okay.
Jenna. Don't be
Okay.
talking about my girl.
Let's move on to the next matchup.
All right, next matchup, we got the Texas Turf Hoppers projected to put up 88.30 against the Acorn Assassins, currently projected to put up 69.62. Acorn Assassins currently have 2 people on bye in their roster, so I think this one is a little bit more up in the air than
It looks.
But I am going to go with the Turf Hoppers, I think.
Me too.
I think it's a safe bet. Dak Prescott's looked really great these last couple weeks. He's currently projected at 21.45, though. That's kind of wild. Lamar Jackson's currently projected at 18, and Dak is at 21.5.
Do you think it's high or low?
I think Lamar's about where he should be, and I think Dak's high.
But he's playing the Giants,
Yeah.
Yeah.
who got rid of Leonard Williams.
Couldn't you see this week being a Tony Pollard week, though?
Yeah.
I totally see it.
I definitely could.
I don't.
Really? I appreciate that. CeeDee Lamb, baby.
I think CD,
And Gallup.
They've been feeding CD. I mean,
Why stop?
why stop?
Agreed. I like that.
I got him a different league.
No biases here.
Yeah.
No, I just don't. Tony Pollard's been really disappointing.
So disappointing.
He's got all the talent in the world. He can't get into the touchdowns. He's not getting a ton of. I mean, he's just not getting the attention he should be getting for somebody who's getting paid what he's getting paid and somebody who has an offensive line like that.
Yeah.
And so they're using it more for Dak to have more time, and he's really frustrating in terms of how he uses it. I just don't see them having a super strong. He's going to be able to sit back there because they don't really have a pass rush. I mean, Thibodeau, is he playing this week?
No idea.
I can't remember if
sure.
he got hurt or not.
I'm not sure either.
But I just don't think they've got enough to really put pressure on him and make him get rid of it. And so I think he's going to be able to sit back, and when you've got people like Brandon Cooks, who's really quick, you've got Ferguson, you've got even Pollard out of the backfield.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's where I think Dak has more. I don't like Dak as a fantasy quarterback, but I like him over Pollard. I don't really have a lot of bias to. I don't have like a lot of extended knowledge
skin
with
in the
that,
game, yeah.
but I've got Dak on another team, and he's the most infuriating person to play.
I think the most obvious thing about this in the fact that Acorn Assassins, even with 2 guys on bye, I think their projection's a bit high. Devontae Adams, T. Higgins, Ramondre Stevenson, and Garrett Wilson. I don't believe all 4 of those guys will get 11 points this week. I see at least one of those guys going under 11 for sure. So I don't totally trust the projection. If he adds 2 guys, what is he? He probably gets up to about 80, maybe 83.
No, more than.
Who does he have to replace?
He's putting in David Montgomery.
So that's is Montgomery back this week?
Montgomery's
He
back.
should be.
Oh, okay. So then Montgomery comes back. You get another.
That puts him
11
at
point
80
swing.
right there.
That's 80. And then who's his guy to take the tight end spot? Oh, nobody yet.
He doesn't have a tight end, but
Yeah.
he'll get somebody.
Also, fun fact on the Giants Cowboys game with Tommy DeVito starting. It's
Yeah.
the 10th rookie to start this year for a team, which is an NFL record.
Wow,
That's crazy.
That is
Dating
wild.
back to when it, well, it's not, I guess it's not a record, but it's the most since 1950 that there's been rookies.
Holy cow!
10 rookies to start.
And that was the year the NFL started.
There's only 10 teams.
No,
funny.
I don't know who he's going to get at tight end, but honestly, it matches up okay with Granson in Turf Hopper's flex. Granson is he put up a goose egg last week.
Yep.
He offers very little. 4.89 probably is high for him.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a lot closer than the projections say right now, obviously. But who knows? I think Turf Hoppers win this, and I think Acorn Assassins tank after this week.
Yeah. I'm
my pick.
probably right there with you. Who are you thinking? Texas Turf Hoppers or Acorn Assassins?
Texas.
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 All right. Moving on to our next match of the week. We got the Corn Dogs, who are projected at 97.05. Wow, Corn Dogs. And an Andover Avalanche at 75.12. They must have a couple guys on bye, right? Justin Fields is on bye.
No,
Or
he's
doubtful.
playing, but he's not going
doubtful.
to play.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because they play tomorrow.
So they'll start
Yeah.
Gardner Minshew, and that'll put another 16 points up. Corn Dogs will still have the projection advantage.
Yep.
Wow.
For sure. I think I'm still going Avalanche here. I'm taking Avalanche. He's got guys who can absolutely go off. I don't know. Maybe it's just wishful thinking. Maybe I'm just hoping the Avalanche win.
What does that help you?
It moves him up, and it maybe keeps him in front of Freebie.
You know,
I wouldn't hate if Freebs doesn't make the top 4.
it'll be interesting because you do have. He's got Kamara. Minnesota's been a good defense.
In the last 3 weeks.
Last 3
Yeah.
weeks, they've been really good. Pickens has been really disappointing.
True.
Thielen, I like Thielen. It'll be interesting to see if Michael Thomas gets the 8. You got that, and then on the other side, Breece Hall's been playing really well, especially going up against Vegas now. I mean, they are revitalized, so they're doing well. Barkley against Dallas is a really tough matchup. Calvin Ridley against San Francisco. Ridley's been, imagine a more like disturbing letdown of like this week 1 followed by the next few weeks for Calvin Ridley has just been really depressing. And then you got Jacoby Myers against the Jets. I mean, that's a really tough ask. So, I mean, it's a really, you've got, like you said, you got guys that can go off, but they're going against really hard matchups on both sides.
True.
Yeah.
You know, I think it really depends upon if, who does Koepka have for bench quarterback? Minshew?
Yeah, he'll play Minshew, I think.
Also,
And
Unless-
Minshew's going
unless he's
against
just-
New England, which is hard.
Wow, they haven't been that good this year, have they? New England's defense
They've
has
been decent.
Have they? Okay. Because you also he has Jordan Love that he could play against Pittsburgh as well.
something to keep in mind
Isn't
too
great.
is if Tyler Lockett doesn't play for the Corn Dogs, who's currently dealing with a hamstring injury, he was limited in practice today. Their replacement is
Lockett will play. He's been dealing with that hamstring for like weeks.
really?
He's been
list-
injured since his rookie season.
Oh, okay.
He's
Last
so
week,
tough.
last week I don't think he even practiced till Friday. or
Oh,
something
really?
like that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then he'll play. He'll be fine. I think. I'm going Corn Dog. I got my pick
My
Lockett.
differentiator.
I'm going
Yeah, there
corn
you go.
dog just because I think I do like Breece Hall against Vegas. I like Barkley despite Dallas. Ridley's going to be hard against San Fran. And Josh Allen's just Josh Allen.
I think
Josh
if I
Allen.
wasn't picking with my heart, I'd go corn dog. It's close enough that
It's a really
let
close.
the heart
It's
take
a good
it.
swing one because it could be Andover Avalanche. They could come out and put up 100 points.
I'm also
done it.
rooting against Kamara and Thomas. and then Aaron Jones too. I mean, just to see the pack lose.
Dude, Kamara's been so good though.
He has been good, but
Oh my
still,
gosh.
they gotta lose.
Yeah, true. All right, moving on to our next matchup of the week. We got the Slumlord Co. coming in at 93.17 against the Roided Robberies at 87.79. Let's start with you, Freebs. What are you thinking, man? Let's get some justification up in this
I'm gonna
joint.
pick me.
Of course, of course.
I never pick me.
I'm gonna pick me. I mean, again, I hope Olave and Shaheed are tamed in their amounts, but I think Bijan going against Arizona, I think that'll be good.
You hope your guys are tamed?
Olave and Shaheed against Minnesota.
Tamed means that they don't put up much, right?
Yeah.
Oh, but why can't you
'Cause
just? Why you're
The
you would
Viking
rather
fan in me, it's going to be really like,
Oh,
if they
okay.
do
This will
well.
actually be a good question for you. We asked it earlier.
Oh, yeah, this is a good
Would
question.
you rather your team win a championship
Oh,
or the
heck yeah.
Vikes make a playoffs?
Vikes make the playoffs and get a championship.
No. Your team, so the Rawberries win a championship.
Vikings
or the Vikings make the
Vikings
playoffs.
take precedent.
Okay.
I would. Who cares if I win the championship? Okay, yeah, I get some money. If the Vikings
True
get
fan.
in, I've been a depressed
You get nothing.
Minnesota sports fan. I get nothing, but I get the joy of skipping a week of work, doing whatever. I
Do
mean,
you take work off when the Vikes make the playoffs?
no, if they win a championship, I'm probably going
Oh.
on vacation. Just saying. I deserve it for all that hard work.
all that hard work?
But no, I don't know. It's hard. I do like Mixon, but he's going up against Houston, who they got a hard-working defense. I mean, it kind of depends upon Cole Kmet tomorrow, what he does. He did really good last week. He's got a good connection with
He's had a few good weeks.
their QB there. Derrick Henry. I mean, you never know. Tampa's a really good defense. Jonathan Taylor against New England. I mean, New England's just well coached on the defensive side and the special team side.
Yeah.
Hopkins against Tampa. I have Hopkins in another league, but Tampa has got such a good secondary to me. CJ Stroud, I don't see him doing that against Cincy. They're really well coached. I like their D coordinator. And then Brandon Cooks,
Who cares?
Yeah. Brandon Cooks is not him.
No.
is not him
Anymore.
And CD is going to take all the catches there anyway.
Yeah,
If
he
St.
will.
Brown comes back healthy against the Chargers, they don't got a good secondary. Javonte Williams, I mean, hopefully he can do something. And I don't know. Hawkinson looked pretty injured last week, so
he took two
his ribs look
painful hits.
like they're hurting. So I mean, this one could really go either way. I'm gonna pick my team just because I got favored, but I hope Olave and Shaheed put up a lot of yards, a lot of catches, 0 touchdowns. And but no, I'm a homer guy. If I want the Vikings to win more than I want my
I can
fantasy
respect
team.
that.
I can respect that too. I think this will be the closest matchup of the week when Monday comes. I think Slumlord has one more week in them where they put up crazy stats, and then the rest of the season they come back down to earth.
What? Just a gut feeling?
Yep.
Okay. There's
Based on
nothing to back
absolutely
that.
nothing. Yep.
Yeah,
I think that there is a possibility that he loses one of his guys to injury
He could.
because he's got. I mean, we've talked about it before.
He's been lucky so far.
He's been very fortunate with the guys that he has on his team: Mike Evans, Derrick Henry, Joe Mixon. Those guys.
Hopkins.
Yeah, Hopkins.
Yep.
Those guys are
Evans.
all expected.
Has Evans and Hopkins, have they both missed a game?
Evans
this
has missed
year?
the game, but he hasn't missed extensive time.
Actually, I don't know if Evans actually missed a game.
I think
he
he
left early, and then they had a bye week the next week, so he didn't actually miss any time.
But still, I mean, he's been lucky from that standpoint.
He has.
Derrick Henry, I mean, I hate saying this, but he's kind of due for an injury. He's been such a workhorse his entire career.
Yeah.
He's never
A
gotten
lot of
hurt. He
carries.
takes such good care of his body. You hope that doesn't happen, but he's been so healthy for so long
That it feels like it's coming.
it feels like it's coming, and I hope it's just like a bruised pec or something, like nothing bad.
Could you imagine if he doesn't play?
A hangnail.
Yeah, he's got a hangnail.
Somebody give me a titty twister at the
Yeah.
bottom of the pile, and I just can't.
Yeah,
This Indian burn's killing me.
so we'll see.
I think it happens. I think they get their volume this week, but I think he loses a guy this week, and I think that
And you celebrate, and you just sit there waiting.
you take a vacation when the Vikings win. I do it when a big player gets
Do you
injured.
guys?
We have
do
our
you guys
friends.
have NFL Sunday Ticket?
No,
Dude, it's the best thing ever.
really? Is the with YouTube TV
Yeah.
that one?
I got YouTube
okay.
TV just for Sunday Ticket. I've got a 86-inch TV right here. I've got a 55-inch TV right here. I've got Vikings going here, and I've got 4 games going at the same time.
That's incredible. Wait, you put the 4 games on the smaller TV?
Yeah.
Vikes take precedence.
but you can pick who you want on the 4 screens.
Yeah.
So I'll pick all the players that I've got going.
Oh, fun.
And then I can.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I have a 15-inch laptop that I watch Red Zone on.
I also
I pull up 3 games at once.
I also have it on my phone if there's more games going, and I'll put up my other thing too. I've got.
Oh my gosh.
That's hilarious.
It's a very depressing.
And the kids are somewhere. Who knows?
They take a nap at 12:30, so it's perfect.
Oh, beautiful.
I just can't scream.
You scheduled that well.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So no, I recommend it for anybody who likes watching football.
Yeah, that's dope.
I have thought about it. I do.
If you get it early,
I won't do it until they sponsor us.
if you get it early though,
Fingers crossed.
I think I got it for like $160 for the whole season.
That's not bad.
And it's normally like $260.
Yeah, that's
so
not bad.
They did a discount. So
Interesting.
That's not terrible. I'll have to see if my accountant agrees that we can afford that.
Hey, Tag! All right, Luke, who are you taking in this matchup?
I'm going Slumlord this week. I think their team is solid as long as no injuries hit. I think they're probably a top 6 team.
Yeah.
They seem really, really good to me.
They have been making a pretty solid run in these last couple weeks, getting to the top 8 right now.
Yeah, but I do think this will be a close matchup.
I do too. I think it comes down to the wire. And I'm actually rooting for you, Ben,
thank you.
because you're already ahead of me and he's behind me.
I appreciate it.
All right, moving on to our next matchup of the week. We have the Sun City Sleepers and the Bartonville Bourbon Barrels. Sun City Sleepers are currently projected at 95.78. Bartonville Bourbon Barrels are at 72.39. Now, that is with James Conner playing right now. With a 0, I think I was at about 79. I do have a flex spot that I could fill. I could play like a Darius Slayton. I could play P. Ryan, but I don't know if he's going to touch the field.
So you don't really have a spot.
I'd say I do, though, because I think Darius Slayton or Marvin Mims.
Mims.
I'm excited to start playing Mims if I can find a spot for him.
Is Downs going to play too? I mean, he missed last week with injury. Is he going to play this?
He left after the second quarter, right?
I don't think he played.
I thought he did. I thought he just left in like the second quarter with a knee injury.
Josh Downs listed as non-participant on Wednesday's practice estimate. May not play due to knee.
He may have played last week.
I think he did. He just didn't get I don't think he got a catch.
Okay.
Downs is able to do Thursday. If Downs is able to do Thursday, it will provide the next layer of context regarding his status for Sunday's game against the Patriots. If he's out or limited this weekend, Isaiah McKenzie would be in line, whatever, yada, yada.
I think he's out.
I think he might be out. The way that they're listing it, it sounds like he's not going to play. So if you take him out...
And I think they got a bye week next week. Do they? Yeah, they got a bye next week, so they might take it easy with them.
Yeah, I think
Give
that
them a little
makes
bit
sense.
extra time into the bye.
So well, it's not going to change that much because he'll put in Kelly, so it'll go down by about a point.
When you
He'll
put in
probably
Brown, that you just paid up big bucks for.
Oh, yeah, he'll probably play Noah Brown. But Noah Brown's projected at 3.63. I bet you he plays Noah Brown. I think you're right. That's what I would play.
Maybe Fournette gets called up from the practice squad. He got signed in Buffalo. That could be interesting. I don't think it matters too much who he plays there. I've got you for this game.
Yeah, me
I got
too.
you.
I got you as well.
Yeah, I got me. I think something that people have been sleeping on all season. Baker Mayfield is arguably the best backup quarterback in the league.
Let the Baker cook.
You let the Baker cook.
Let him cook.
I don't care if everybody else says that Baker can't cook. I know. I tasted the bread.
No.
So many Baker haters. But if you look at his point totals every single week, he's over 20 or just around 20 almost the entire season.
And he gets to play a terrible Tennessee backfield. Not backfield.
Are they bad? They're listed right now at 26.
They traded Bayard, or however you say his last name. And they got Jeffrey Simmons, though, who, dude, if he was mad running at you, oh my gosh,
Scary.
that guy's terrifying. He's so freaking insanely good.
I got
is
Baker
Simmons
going
the
this
kid
week.
out of where he got? Did he get drafted by Arizona? That
No,
guy?
he got drafted, but that's Isaiah Simmons. He's on the Giants.
I was like, that guy wasn't any good at
No,
all.
I think he was like a Mississippi State guy. He was an early round pick. Oh my gosh, he is unbelievable.
A couple of things to touch on my team real quick. James Conner is currently projected to return this week. If he does, I already kind of think it's a lock, but James Conner coming back, I think I'm going to have a really good week. If he doesn't, I still have Madison, who doesn't have an Akers behind him anymore, pretty much dominates the backfield.
Ty Chandler.
Yeah, Ty Chandler.
Watch
Sorry.
out.
Sorry.
Watch
Are you
out.
starting Ty this week?
I did.
Did you?
I'm a little nervous. I think he might push me to 35, 36.
He might get a touchdown in like 20 yards. I think if Kyler Murray comes back, Marquise Brown gets a touchdown for sure. I think CeeDee Lamb continues this stretch. I don't think he puts up 20 points, but I think he puts up 15. I just think, and Chuba Hubbard is projected at 10.5. So as the season progresses, Miles Sanders is taking a backseat in that Carolina running back room.
And playing against Chicago, a great matchup for you.
Yeah, I think I might put up decent numbers this week.
I think CD is going to do well. It's a divisional game.
Yeah.
He did really, really well against a really good defense in Philadelphia. Giants aren't anything. I mean, they're going to be hyped up with it being a division game, but I think CD does well. I think you take it
Yeah.
I think so too.
pretty easily and beat the median.
I hit up Joe
I do
on
too.
Monday and I said, "What do you want for Diggs?" He goes, "I'm playing you this week." I said, "Semantics."
I'll keep him on my bench.
Yeah. I won't even play him, I swear. I swear.
Fingers crossed emoji.
Yeah, gotcha. All right, I think we can move on to the next matchup, which is even less exhilarating than this one. We got the Lake City Longnecks at 66.81 and the North Sea Barnacles at a whopping 29.34. I think that's a season low for us.
Well, he's got to hit 30 or he loses that bet.
Well, he's right on the money right now.
I'm pretty happy with that projection. If it comes in at 29.3,
Yeah.
let's go.
What's the bet? What do you get?
Oh, it's big
Is it a
money.
ham sandwich?
Oh, it's a lot on the line
Is it
here.
$30?
Nah, it's whoever.
'Cause that'd be pretty
It's
ironic.
next time we see each other, the other person has to do bear crawl.
No, you
for-
should make it interesting. You
Yeah.
should
Interesting.
like they have to buy you a steak or something.
Yeah.
You have
Buy
to,
a
or you buy a steak.
steak.
Nipple piercings.
Here's the thing. I think this is gonna be a year-long thing. So I'm not buying 6 steaks.
You think you're going to lose?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, do something because
Something
a
better.
bear crawl.
For the whole time we hang out.
That's
The
okay.
whole time you hang out would suck.
that would be brutal, right?
I don't think that's what you're planning on doing.
No, it was 10 seconds.
Yeah.
But it sounded pretty crappy once I said it
But-
out loud.
Yeah.
You got to
Definitely
do
changes it.
something.
Okay.
I think you do need to revisit that and come up with something a little bit more pulling.
All right. Hit us up on Twitter. You guys send us what we have to do. If nothing comes in, I guess it's bear crawl.
You should do the top 5 and then they vote on it.
Top 5 and
Top 5 suggested, and then you put up a poll.
This seems very dangerous. I feel like I'm leaving too much to chance. I'm not getting any tattoos, and
Well, yeah.
I'm not putting up any of my life savings.
Makes sense.
But like, I'll put up a little something. I don't mind that.
Little money.
Little
Little money on
I'll
that.
put a
Little
little quiche on the line.
Oh, Lake City Longnecks currently have Pacheco and Nakua on bye in their roster. Mm-hmm. But I think even if he kept them, it wouldn't matter.
No,
I think you
his
could sit
issue.
everybody but 3 people and win.
Yeah.
His issue is going to be the median.
the median is
He
gonna be
needs
big.
to beat the median so that he can stay up in that top.
Man, that
4.
hurts so much. That actually hurts you a lot that he won that median last week.
Yeah. 2 weeks ago, it freaking hurts me too.
And the week
Freaking
before, and the week
0.06.
before.
It's been a rough couple weeks for the
Yeah,
Robberries.
it has been because my team sucks.
I think you need to check the trainer. I don't think they've been putting the special sauce in your players.
Yeah.
That's been the issue.
I'm just going to.
Suspect.
We're a drug test free
Vikings
league.
did that.
Yeah.
Vikings
Load it.
did that. What was it? Donut Sundays or whatever? Donut.
No,
They
I
used to
don't
do
know.
Donut Club.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was Saturday or Sunday that they would do it. It's like I sneak into the donut, put cocaine on it.
I'm ready, coach. I'm ready, coach.
What's wrong with you guys?
These powdered sugar donuts are fantastic.
These are the best. These are the best donuts I've ever had in my entire life. No, I don't think there's a whole lot to touch on. I guess the only question to ask is, do the Longnecks with their buys, do they beat the median?
What's the median projected at?
I bet you it's around 80, somewhere in there.
Usually,
84.65 currently.
I don't think they hit the buy.
I don't think
Or
they
I
hit-
don't think they hit the buy. I don't think they hit the
I
median.
don't think they hit
I don't
the
know. He's
median
got
either.
Algier coming in. It's going to bump it up to what, 70?
That's true. He's taking about 70% of the
got-
carries.
Yeah, it's freaking ridiculous.
Yeah, I think Algier.
I think it'll be close.
Algier comes in, and who else? KJ Osborne.
Would
He's on concussion.
Would
He
you
won't
play?
So Mingo.
Would you play Purdy over Herbert?
No.
Ooh,
I've got Herbert in my league, and it's
He's
with
been
that broken
bad.
finger. He's been really bad, and you're going up against Detroit, who's got a decent. They at least play hard, coming off a bye
who's
fresh.
San Fran play?
Jacksonville.
I play Purdy.
I'd probably play Purdy too.
I think it's a safer play.
It is a safer play.
I
I'm
just
going Herbert.
I've got Herbert in our league. I was really excited about him. I've also got Allen and Eckler to pair with them, and he has been really disappointing, like really disappointing. So, and Purdy, I mean, if Debo comes back, he'll have Debo back there. McCaffrey's healthy. He'll have Trent Williams back on on the left tackle. I might go that route.
I agree with you. I'd go Purdy. If he doesn't go Purdy, I'm picking Barnacles.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, should we move on to the next one?
Yep. Next matchup, we got the Unicorn Fart projected at 91.60 going up against the African Token, projected at 77.10 with no bye players in his roster still.
Yeah, Bakanzi gets hurt with having Tyreek Hill out.
It's a killer.
Huge. And Kendrick
Bad
Bourne
timing.
out.
And then Jacobs is going against the Jets.
Yep.
So he gets hurt that way. I mean, Justice Hill against Cleveland. Cleveland's got that stout defense.
Man.
Kittle against Jacksonville. I mean, it depends on that, but they've got a pretty good defense too. Elijah Moore against Baltimore.
Wow.
I'm
surprised
difficult.
I'm surprised he hasn't put Keaton Mitchell in his lineup.
I think he's just got a really bad matchup week. Doesn't really matter who he swaps in. I think he's going to have a hard time overcoming Connor's team. I think Connor's got it. Does Bakanzi hit the median, though?
I don't think so.
I don't think he does.
This team looks completely different without Tyreek
He's
Hill.
got more. I think he's got a higher likelihood of hitting the unders on most of his projections than he does of hitting the overs.
Yep, me too.
I think you're right. That's why I gave Unicorn Fart this one. Not even close in my mind. I think African Token just needs to try to scratch out the median, fight to see another day.
If he loses, if he loses this week on both, would you start looking at possibly selling some players?
No, not in his spot. He's tied for. I mean, he's tied with Jack in 7th.
Yeah.
Ultimately, he just has less points.
It does say
for.
he's at 9th.
Yeah, because it's the tiebreaker's point.
Oh, points.
So you have him beat by like.
But if Jack
100.
gets 2, and he goes down 2,
there's still 5 weeks left. There's still 10 or 4.
Still out of.
When's the trade deadline?
13.
13. Okay.
It's right at Thanksgiving.
Keep in mind too, when
Somewhere
African
there.
Token was absolutely at their lowest, and everybody was saying it's probably time to tank early, like be the first team to tank.
Man, if he still had Chubb, his team would be
Oh my gosh.
freaking tank.
Yeah,
I think he's looking to buy.
yeah, I think so too.
If he could buy before. Nobody's selling right now. Nobody has anything that he
It's
can
tough.
buy.
People are too prideful.
Yeah.
You did the right thing of
That's right. It wasn't the coward's way out.
here's what happens.
called
if
humility,
you have too
idiots.
much pride, you wait, you boost your record up a little bit more, and other people are already tanking. They get a better draft spot. You get draft picks from people who are buying, who are in the higher end.
Yep.
The only way you can really recoup that is by getting a buttload of draft auction dollars.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, that's my take on it. I would rather be in you and Heinrich's position, but whatever. Pride's it's definitely very depressing to be in the bottom part of it and
I get it
not
too.
have anything to watch for. I mean,
Yeah.
you guys make it more interesting with the 30-point thing and bets on that, but other than that, it would be super depressing.
It would
I
be
could
tough.
never imagine getting pissed at my players for doing well because you're going to get more than 30 points in a week.
It was a little weird a few times where like a guy did really well and I wanted the right guys to do well, but I also didn't want them to do too well because I was like, that median is pretty low this
Yeah,
week.
but you still want them to do decent so you have trade value.
Well, and keeper because I don't want them to suck all year and then I go in and thinking like,
Yeah.
okay, do I actually keep these guys? They suck.
Right.
Yeah.
They put up 30 points a week.
Yeah, right.
It will be interesting to me, though, if people do look at that. Okay, am I going to be able to keep them? Am I going to make it up? And then are they going to let players go for a little bit less than they would have earlier on in the year?
Yeah.
That's what I would do. I mean, if I'm not going to be able to be up in the Champions League and if I'm not going to keep them, they're pretty much worthless. And
It's true.
They're only hurting you because
Yeah.
you're still going to have a decent team.
So true.
All right, so our last matchup of the week, we got the Pondfeet FC currently projected at 81.51, and the Big Lake Lumberjacks projected at 89.88. This is a huge game.
Huge.
This is probably primetime game. Not that I don't think it's going to be the closest, but I do think it's going to be the primetime game of the week.
I think it's the one that means the most.
Yep, agreed. I think after this game, well, shoot, I think only in one circumstance does it matter if one team loses or not. I don't think the Lumberjacks are ever going to tank this year.
I think he's too far into it.
I think he's too deep now. I think
What
after
are his TikToks going to be if he's tanking? I mean, he has to show strength.
all by myself. No, I just think that he picks up James Cook and Christian Kirk. I think it's a tough justification to give up that much for those guys and then be
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, now we're tanking.
Well, no, his justification though was that he can keep him next year. So he picked him up because he sees them as having keeper value.
Okay.
So maybe he trades Allen, Metcalf, some of those guys to recoup some of what he paid to get Cook and Kirk in, and then just bites the bullet.
Well,
I will give him props too for not giving up on Burrow, because that's really come around to save his season by him. Because I mean, I remember he sent a couple texts out that he's like, "I'm done. I'm done with him," and he has been on. I don't know if there's a team playing better offensively than
Cincinnati right now.
Cincinnati looks great
across the board.
I felt like everybody knew that deep down, even though we were all complaining
He was
about
gonna
it.
come back.
Everybody knew that the Cincinnati offense was going to turn it around.
Did you see what Portnoy did? He just bet. I think it was like 500, whatever. He placed a bet on
500K or something like that.
Cincinnati to win
the Super Bowl.
That's probably a massive bet.
Holy cow!
Yeah.
He'd be loaded if they won it.
Yeah. So I
Yeah, that guy doesn't have any money.
I wonder
now.
if it was like 50 grand for $1 million payout or something like that. But
That's
he
crazy.
He just put a bet on them, and I think he put a bet on Bengals Eagles for the Super Bowl.
That makes me want Cincinnati to lose so bad.
A little
Really?
bit.
I don't like Portnoy.
I like Portnoy.
Oh, really? I love Portnoy.
I like him.
He's awesome.
He bugs me.
Does he?
Yeah, he really irritates me.
What does he do?
He just seems so like, I don't know. Maybe he just seems so full of himself, and some of the way he interacts with his employees and the way he treats people,
Yeah.
just is so degrading. And he's not funny about it to me. I don't think he's funny at all.
I
But he
think
does
he's
so
funny.
much for. I mean, it's not about Portnoy in general. I mean, we're getting off topic, but he does so much for just small businesses around too. I mean, even with his like pizza
Pizza
ratings,
reviews
That is
stuff.
cool.
They get so much money from
Oh my
that.
gosh,
Yeah.
bro.
And for all the hit pieces, the thing I like about him, everything's out in the open.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
says if you're gonna have like a conversation, you're gonna talk about somebody, put it on the record, turn
Yeah.
on the
Right.
camera,
Yep.
be someone who's gonna stand behind it. Don't just
Which is
be
why
someone
I'm
who-
calling you out here, Portnoy.
I want you on my show.
How about 4 cameras here?
So I respect him for that. He's not one of those trolls who will just like have a burner account and
Yeah.
Right.
And he lives up to the stuff he says. And
Yeah.
if he's wrong, he'll admit it. So
Yeah. I don't know enough about him. It's just the small things I see. And
His personality.
yeah,
Little
it just,
off-putting.
he's not a guy that I would want to spend any time with.
do you hear how much he bought Barstool back for?
No.
$1.
Why?
Bought it back for $1. But
Why did he
there's
get
a-
so cheap?
There's an agreement in there if he sells it down the line. What's the name?
Disney.
The company that he sold, Penn National Gaming,
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
gets like 50% of the proceeds or something like that. They get a chunk of it at that
Oh,
point.
so they basically were like,
If he
yeah,
never sells
you're
it-
going to run it well.
if he never sells it, he's never going to have to pay them back
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
because it's Portnoy. And if you're a publicly traded company and you have to account for him being a part of it, and yeah, I mean, they're not the most politically correct. And if you're a publicly traded company, you got to answer to shareholders and board.
Oh,
and all that stuff. So
that's fair.
Yeah, they just want to get rid of him.
That's fair.
And then they have a deal with Disney too, I think, for betting
Yeah, I think so.
ESPN. So that was part of the deal as well.
Gotcha.
Makes
Gotcha.
sense.
Okay, yeah. So I'm not picking Lumberjacks because I hate Portnoy. So I actually am picking Pawn Feet this week.
I am too, actually.
I'm picking Pawn Feet, and I don't know if it's slightly just to watch it burn a little bit, where it's like Pawn Feet everybody's been like, why won't they trade? Why won't they trade?
Right.
And then Pawn Feet just slowly pick people off and just not even change his lineup. I don't know if he's looked at the league in
I don't
weeks.
think so.
If
Well,
he,
he's setting his lineups.
yeah, he is.
he
But he's
does-
still got Spears in. Why does he have Spears in over Gibbs?
Yeah, I don't know.
So I don't know if he is
Maybe
checking
he's
his
not.
lineups.
Well, he's definitely not checking his messages because I got a couple.
Well, Gibbs came off of bye, so he may have had him in last week.
Yeah,
But Gibbs is
that's why.
Okay, so he
But
is
he hasn't
fixing
changed
his
it out yet.
lineup.
It's Wednesday though.
Yeah.
I mean-
Andy hadn't changed his either.
True,
But
he currently has 4 guys who are questionable: Smith and Jigba, Njoku, Collins, Lazard.
I didn't realize Collins had a injury tag. I wonder if it was just
I mean,
Limited to practice because of a calf issue.
he'll be fine.
yeah. Who needs a calf?
Yeah, not me. Njoku looks like he might not play though.
Okay.
Won't practice Wednesday due to a knee injury.
Have you seen
His face?
his face?
yeah. It's
Yikes.
crazy.
Is it getting better?
No.
Oh, is it?
I mean, I haven't seen it recently. I just meant like I saw it when it first happened.
He's still got
crazy.
scarring. That people don't realize how big of an issue that can be. I mean, Jason Pierre-Paul,
Yeah.
I saw somebody. Do you see he's
Oh,
looking
yeah.
for a team?
He's trying to play still?
He's trying to play for Contender, and I saw somebody tweet, "Hey, JPP, fireworks are banned here. Go, it'll be fine." So like,
That's pretty funny.
Dang, and Njoku still does have a lot of. He's got some scarring.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, it happened, less than a couple months ago.
but still, your life can change like that. I mean, if I was a player to see these guys who get in trouble going out to nightclubs and stuff like that, I know it's enticing for them to do it. I would be such a hermit,
Right.
getting millions of dollars,
Stay at home.
not doing anything.
No.
Wait till I retire.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I'll go party.
Yeah, 40-year-old in the club.
I'll go crazy.
I used to be pretty good with Carolina.
I got lumberjacks though.
Lumberjacks?
Yeah.
I got pawn feet right now, but it might change.
I like Burrow. I like Keenan Allen. He's got a really, even if Herbert doesn't put up big stats, he's got a good rapport with Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
But Ponfeet's got Eckler. I like Cook. Denver's really they got rid of Gregory. I mean, their defense looks susceptible, especially if Cook can get going. Don't really care about Sean Johnson. Trey McBride doesn't do anything for me. Christian Kirk against San Francisco, but I like Ayuk. So I don't know. I got Lumberjacks.
Trey McBride with Keenan Allen or Kyler Murray back though. Does that change anything?
No.
No.
He got massive targets 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
With Josh Dobbs, superstar.
That's true.
Yeah.
So-
Mr. 3 turnovers and still the hero of the game.
Yeah.
He only had 2 turnovers.
Was it 2?
Yeah, he had 2 fumbles and a safety.
Oh, isn't the safety a turnover?
Does it count as a turnover?
Well, it goes
I
to
mean,
the
it
other
goes
team.
to their team, and they get points.
I don't think it counts as a turnover on your stat sheet.
Really?
Who
A safety?
cares?
Anyway,
And the
yeah.
visual perspective of it, not great.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter, guys. If it's not on the stat sheet, it doesn't count.
Doesn't
You got the
count.
game ball.
As of right now, I have the pawn feet, but I think I might change it as the week goes on. I don't know yet though.
As the week goes on, you got to make your pick before Thursday.
Before tomorrow, yeah.
No,
I got all my picks
today.
in.
Oh,
Hey, my
today.
picks are
Or
pretty
today,
good.
yeah,
Yeah.
today.
I'm 11-5.
Nice.
Not bad.
That's
I
two-
mean,
that's 2
2 weeks. Yeah, it's 8 games.
But I have the.
He's actually only been picking 1 game a week.
yeah, probably. I just realized how I forgot how to do it for a while, and I just figured it out while we're doing this. So
Oh, good.
it works
He's
out.
back.
I'm back.
He's back.
Making a comeback.
All underdogs freebie. That's your only way back in this.
Yeah. See who gets closest to 30.
Exactly.
That would be a crazy comeback for Eebs. All right. Moving into our next segment, we have the Dream Team Challenge.
Oh, I need to grab my cell phone.
Oh, okay.
'Cause
Should
we
we take
need-
a quick break then?
No, keep going.
Oh, keep going? Yeah. All right. So we will each be creating a fantasy football team using a filter on TikTok that randomly selects a team, and then we'll select which team or which player off of that team that we want for our draft. So essentially what it's going to look like is our rosters will consist of a quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, and 2 flex spots. So are we going up against each other?
Yes.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
We're going to pick and then post it on Twitter for people to vote for who has the best fantasy
Okay,
team.
perfect. And who starts?
What does the winner get?
We'll let Freeb start, and then you can go, I'll go last.
Okay.
And
Cool.
we'll go snake draft.
Can you do repeat players?
Wait.
No, you can't repeat players.
So
Okay.
are we? Okay. Yeah.
So we'll go one pick at a time then, right?
We'll
'Cause
go
he'll-
one pick
he'll
at a
have-
time.
He'll
So
have too big
I'll
of an
pick
advantage.
from the team that gets set up.
So whatever team comes up first, yeah. So I'll even bring it up on my computer, just with who we've picked so far. So freebie,
Okay, so let's use a different.
quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end. What was it? 1 flex or 2 flex?
It is
One-
2
two
flex.
flex.
2 flex. Jack, QB, RB, wide receiver, tight end, flex. Luke, QB, RB, wide receiver, tight end, flex. All right, so I got the rosters on my computer.
All right, perfect. Okay, so Freebs, you'll go first.
Okay.
So you have to pick a player from
So basically, I get the quarterback.
the Saints.
So I get to pick one player.
You get to pick one player to fill any. Yeah, one player from the Saints to fill any of those positions, and by the end of it, you have to have every position filled.
Kamara.
Kamara.
That's
All
a
right.
great
That's-
pick.
That is a good pick. I mean, you didn't want your boy Olave.
I'd take Kamara over Olave, but
Same.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. All right, Jack,
Give it to me.
you have to pick from the Dolphins.
I was gonna say the Dolphins. Oh my gosh,
That's a
I was
lot of
literally
good
gonna
picks,
guess it.
though.
I was literally gonna say Dolphins. I'm
That's
not even kidding.
huge.
I'll take Tyreek.
Yeah, I think that's a good pick.
Watch him get stuck with Tooney as his QB.
I hope so.
And Tua's not even a top 10 quarterback. I think we've.
All right, I got to pick from Washington. I'm gonna go with Sam Howell.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a disappointing.
He's like the number 6 quarterback. He has the most second most passing yards. Most.
Is this based on football wins or fantasy football wins for your roster?
This is fantasy points.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Sam
So
Howell. Sam Howell's a good pick then.
Sam Howell. All right, now
Are we actually going to keep score of this for next?
No, we're not. We're not tracking.
We
it.
should track it,
Yeah.
and winner gets something that the other two have to pitch in for.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm good with that.
A 10-second bear crawl.
We could put it in. We could put it on like FanDuel or something like that, and do a three team, and we just take these players, and whoever wins, we all put in a couple bucks.
Sure.
Each put in $10.
I'm done.
Oh, I said a couple.
Okay,
I've got a barrel
Okay,
crawl bet
$10
to go too.
$10. It's
$10.
fine. Fine.
I gotta ask my
10
accountant.
quarters. 10 quarters.
10 quarters,
Just.
$2.5 bucks.
I was like, hold on. I'm not done counting yet.
This is me.
This is
me
we're
again.
gonna
It's
do
a
snake.
snake.
Okay.
Okay, Baltimore. Oh, son of a gun. Oh, that,
Lamar Jackson at your flag.
Mark Andrews, tight
Oh,
end.
that's good. Yeah, that's good.
All right, Jack.
Yep.
You have to pick from the Giants.
Saquon.
Yeah.
Easy.
Easy one.
Yep. Okay.
There's only about one guy there.
Reeves?
To be honest.
You got to pick from the Bears. The Bears.
Oh,
Cole Kmet.
I'll go Komet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a bad one.
That's probably the best one.
I mean, if Fields was playing, I'd pick him, but I don't think he's playing, so Komet.
you don't
okay.
want DJ Moore.
Nope.
You don't want that old line? They're unstoppable.
Nope.
the O line.
As his
Oh, you
flex
got to pick
spot.
from the Saints again.
Olave.
Oh man, so you're in both.
I know.
Everything
I'm
you're
screwed.
doing.
I'm screwed. I mean, I'm not picking.
Oh, that's brutal. Okay, Jack Vikes.
Ooh, that's hard.
So it's fantasy points for the rest of the season.
No, this is just this week.
Oh.
We're doing FanDuel for this
You
week.
can't pick Hawkinson.
You can't pick J. Jeff.
So it's Addison
Madison.
or Madison.
Or Dobbs.
Or Dobbs.
I mean, you can pick Hawkinson.
Oh man,
He's
I'm
not
gonna,
out.
I'm gonna go Madison.
I mean, that could be a flex.
Who? Hawkinson?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, because
could be your flex.
who did you
I
take
don't
a
have
tight end
yet,
He doesn't
no.
have a tight end.
Oh,
I took
well,
it.
then you-
Isn't
I-
Hawkinson out this week though potentially?
I don't know.
He's questionable. I think he plays.
That's fine.
I think
I'll
he
take-
has to play.
I think Alexander Madison. I think he has a good week this week.
Oh wait, guys, we gotta. You have the Dolphins. Dolphins are on bye, so we can't do the bet this week.
Okay, that's fine.
Next week. or
We'll
something?
put it on. We'll put it on Twitter and just have people vote for who they think drafted the best team.
Okay.
Why
Yeah.
don't we
So
just
this will be
say-
for the rest of the year. Do you want to pick somebody Jefferson or something different?
So is it
Why don't you
points?
just go over the next 2 weeks and just say whoever gets the high point over those 2 weeks, you just take the high score because that means
Oh, high score for position, like high score out of the 2 weeks.
out of the 2 weeks you take the high score for the player. So that gives Miami.
Oh, okay.
Well,
So
that does. It's
we'll
a little
just track that.
advantageous
And
for
it gives
people
you
who
a
have 2
little,
weeks.
gives
but-
me protection in case Saints suck this
Fair.
week. Hopefully they do. And
Okay, I'm good with that. We'll do
Yeah.
it over the next 2 weeks, and then we'll just track that.
Okay.
All right, I like it. Okay, so whose pick is it now?
It's now yours.
Mine. Okay,
You got back to backs.
I've got the Lions. I'm gonna go with Amon-Ra.
Yeah, I was gonna say Amon-Ra.
I was gonna
There's
slap you.
options though. I mean, with Montgomery coming back.
No, I was gonna
not
slap
terrible.
you
If I
if you
didn't take Amon-Ra.
He's a freaking stud.
I could see.
I coulda
Montgomery.
gone-
You could have gone Gibbs.
Could have gone Laporta for a flex.
Yeah, true.
Oh, I got Lions again.
Laporta, you said you would.
I'm gonna go.
I feel like you have to.
I'm gonna go
Laporta.
Montgomery.
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 Laporta. He's coming off an injury.
Yeah, but I already have a tight end.
So flex.
Flex.
No,
Oh, you
I would
already
much
picked it. You
rather
already
have.
picked it.
I'd
All
much
right.
rather have Montgomery. All right, Jack,
Yep.
you've got. Oh my Dolphins. What the heck? I get. That's a bummer.
I will take.
I get the freaking Saints again. Oh my gosh.
It's like forcing you to take Juwan Johnson.
I'm stuck between Mostert at my flex because I already have both my running backs. So I take Mostert at my flex.
This is
or,
week 10, right?
or Tua
Take
at my
Waddle.
quarterback.
Week 11,
Waddle.
Achane comes back.
Does he?
He's
Maybe.
supposed to.
You don't know. Take Waddle.
Or Tua.
I was thinking Tua. That's a tough one.
Or
actually.
Smythe. Nobody's talking about Smythe.
Yeah.
Ahmed.
The disrespect.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Watch.
go.
Ahmed's going to go off.
I hope so.
I hope not.
Am I crazy to wait on a different quarterback? I like Tua.
To just skip your
Take Tua.
pick. I'd take Tua.
You would take Tua over Mostert?
Take Tua.
Yeah.
Mostert's been the
You
man.
could get stuck with Aiden O'Connell.
That's true. I'll take Tua.
Yeah.
Don't scare me like that.
Watch. It's gonna be
All
Raiders.
right, Freebs, Steelers.
Oh. Who do I have so far?
You currently have the New Orleans offense. Alvin Kamara,
Oh.
Chris Olave, Cole Kmet. And who's the team?
He's got
I feel like Deontay Johnson.
Steelers, yeah.
Steelers?
Deontay Johnson's the right pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want Pickett. I don't want.
All right, Washington.
Jeez.
It's between McLaurin or Robinson.
You have a running back spot left and 2 flexes.
I'll go Robinson.
Okay. I think I would have gone McLaurin there.
I don't like Terry.
I don't either, but
I don't really like either of them.
I don't like either.
Jack, you got the Chargers. You are getting so many good teams. If you don't win this,
If you don't win this, dude,
oh my gosh.
It's just for fun.
What positions you got left?
Wide receiver, tight end, flex.
Son of a gun.
So I could put...
Take whatever he wants.
I know. I could go Eckler or I could go Keenan Allen to finish off my wideouts.
I would do Eckler.
I think I would too.
I'd do Parham.
I would not.
Come on, you're a tight end guy. The tight end whisperer, Parham.
I was thinking Mike
Quentin
Williams.
Johnston.
Oh, let's.
Mike
Huge.
Williams. Mike Williams is healthy this week, right?
Yeah, he should play.
I'm going to go Eckler.
Take Tomlinson.
Such an easy pick.
Yeah, I know.
Gosh dang it. Okay, I've got the Vikes.
Hawk.
Hawkinson or Addison.
Addison.
Ty Chandler, you son of a gun.
I'm risking it. Justin Jefferson. We got 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
That's true.
He could come back on 11.
I'm taking J. Jeff.
Okay.
All right. And then Washington again. Are you kidding me? What do I have left?
Running back in 2 flex.
McLaurin, that's it.
Yeah, you got
McLaurin.
McLaurin.
Yep, I'll go with McLaurin. Son of a gun. That's terrible.
Watch, he's going to get the freaking Chiefs.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Seahawks.
You got to go Walker.
I mean,
No, I could go
Metcalf
Metcalf at wide receiver.
Geno
No.
on your bench.
Walker's gotten the most of the production on that team.
He has had less snaps the last 2 weeks than Charbonnet.
Yeah.
Charbonnet's outsnapped him.
All right. It's settled.
I'll go Kenneth
Smith
Walker.
Nigba.
I'll go Kenneth at my second flex spot.
All right. And Freebs, you've got the Buccaneers.
Lucky?
There's options
What do
in
I
these
need?
Bucks.
Yeah, for sure. You got 2 flex spots and a quarterback.
Baker.
Mike Evans. Mike Evans.
Oh, that's so disappointing. Okay. You have to pick from the Jets. Zach Wilson.
You're
you're
gonna
gonna
take
be-
Brees Hall.
Brees Hall
Oh,
flex.
good pick. Okay, who you got a QB left? Aiden O'Connell. Come on.
Oh, good lord! Is that
right.
all I have left?
Yeah.
All you have left is QB. Jack.
I have a wide receiver and a tight end
Rutgers.
No. Texans.
left. Schultz or
What do you have left?
a flex and a tight end.
Who's my tight end?
Tank Dell, Nico. Who'd you take?
What is
for,
Dalton
who'd you
Schultz
take?
doing?
Who did you take for tight end?
Who did he?
Yeah.
Cole Kmet.
Oh yeah.
God, my team sucks. Holy smokes!
Jack was like, so what was it? 20, 30 bucks?
I thought we said 200.
You're gonna get the Chiefs.
I know.
Oh, the problem
Who
is,
is it? What team?
if I don't take a tight end here, I could get
What
screwed.
team did I tell you?
Texans.
Texans. Schultz.
Schultz probably. Yeah, I'll take Dalton Schultz.
All right. What do you have left? Flex?
A flex.
I
Yeah.
would take Collins.
I've got the Steelers.
Najee.
What do I have left?
Najee or Pickens?
Running back and flex.
Najee or Pickens are your only options.
Gosh.
I'd go Najee. He's actually been picking it up a little bit.
No, he hasn't, but still.
He's been terrible, hasn't he?
He's been absolutely god awful, but take him.
Pretty sure he picked it up.
He's been bad either way.
Oh my
He's been very disappointing.
Overall, who has Najee Harris?
I can't remember. Let's look up players. I don't know. I gotta go Najee.
You have to.
Gotta go Najee.
You can't go Pickens. He's way too unpredictable.
Yep. I'll go Najee so I don't get. Now I have a flex. I can take whoever the best player is on the next team.
Texas Turf Hoppers have Najee, and in the last 5 weeks, he's. What did I get? The Chiefs?
Lions. I got the Lions. It's me.
him.
It's my last.
You gotta
Oh,
go
bummer.
Laporta.
No, you have a running back left, right?
I have a flex.
Oh, who'd you just pick?
I just picked
Najee.
Najee.
You got
Najee
flex.
Harris.
You
So
gotta
you
go
got a
Laporta.
flex. You could go Laporta,
Or I could go
Or Gibbs.
Gibbs.
or
Those
you
are
could
your
go
two
Jahmyr
options.
Gibbs.
Or Reynolds.
I'd go Jahmyr. But it's just tough because you got the Lions stack on this.
I do have 2 weeks. So if Gibbs has 1 week and Montgomery has 1 week,
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go Gibbs.
That's a good pick.
I'll go upside Gibbs.
Yeah,
Good
I
pick.
think that's smart. All right, now give me the Chiefs and let's get out of here. Actually, no, don't give me the Chiefs because
I swear to God.
I have a wide receiver left, actually, not a flex.
You got the Jets.
Jets.
Garrett Wilson?
Isn't Wilson? Did you take Wilson?
I took Brees Hall.
Son of.
He's got.
This is
He's
ridiculous.
He's got Zach Wilson.
Well, boys, it's been real.
All right, so this is my QB.
This is your QB. Panthers. Bryce Young. That's painful.
All right, matchup. Freebs, Jack, Luke.
That's stupid.
All right, we'll track it. We'll let everybody know in 3 weeks, I guess, how this wraps up and who's taking home those 10 quarters. 20
Yeah.
quarters, really.
30 plus.
You
your
get $5
10.
if you win.
That's huge.
Yeah. That gets me like
That pays for groceries for me.
it's great living at home.
It's a week worth of ramen.
Mom, more Nutella. Awesome. All right. Well, with Dream Team Challenge wrapping up, that closes out our show. Ben, thanks for being here, man.
Yeah, thanks for
That
having
was
me.
fun.
That was super fun, dude. We are Relegation Fantasy Football. You can find us on Apple Podcast and Spotify. You can also find us on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at the Relegation League. X and Twitter at Relegation FFL. Our fantasy league home is on Yahoo Sports. The link is in the show description. If you want to check out matchups, trades, all that fun stuff, check us out on Yahoo Sports. Follow us weekly. Send us some questions on Twitter and TikTok. We want to answer some questions for you guys. Love to get engaged with that. And then also make sure to follow and subscribe for more content twice a week.